Jamal was a successful businessman. Not just successful, he was one of the most respected entrepreneurs in the city. He owned multiple businesses, investments, shares, and luxury properties. His house looked more like a mansion. Luxury cars stood outside, guests came and went, every corner of his life reflected success. But what made Jamal truly different was not his wealth. It was his heart. He had no brothers or sisters. Only cousins, uncles, aunts, and distant relatives. Yet he treated all of them like his own family. Whenever someone needed money, Jamal was there. Whenever a cousin wanted to start a business, Jamal invested. Whenever a relative faced financial trouble, Jamal helped without hesitation. He supported everyone. Birthdays, anniversaries, business launches, family dinners. There was always a celebration at Jamal's house. His home was the center of the family. Everyone loved being around him. Or at least, that's what he believed. One evening, Jamal was sitting in his private lounge with his closest friend and business advisor. The advisor looked at him and said, "Jamal, have you ever wondered who truly stands with you?" Jamal smiled. "What do you mean? My family loves me. I've always stood for them, and they would do the same for me." The advisor leaned forward. "Life doesn't always return what you give." Jamal frowned. His friend continued, "What if you tell them that you've lost everything?" Jamal laughed. "That's impossible. Every single person will support me." His advisor smiled. "Then let's test it." Jamal's smile slowly faded. "A test?" "Yes," the advisor said calmly. "Tell them you are bankrupt. Tell them your business has collapsed. Ask them for help." Jamal thought for a moment. Then he laughed again. "This will be funny. After that, I'll tell everyone it was just a prank, and we'll all laugh together." The advisor gave a mysterious smile. "Don't even tell your wife or your children." Jamal agreed. That weekend, he arranged another grand family gathering. His children had returned from abroad for vacation. The mansion was glowing with lights. Music played, people laughed, tables were filled with food. No one even asked why the party was happening. Everyone knew Jamal loved celebrations. As the night was coming to an end, Jamal stood up. He tapped his glass with a spoon. The room slowly became silent. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said with a faint smile, "I want everyone's attention." All eyes turned toward him. His wife smiled. His children looked curious. Jamal took a deep breath. "There is something very serious I need to tell all of you." The room became tense. Jamal continued, "For the past 6 months, I have been in debt." His voice became heavy. "I called all of you here because I need help." Before he could continue, one of his cousins suddenly shouted, "What are you saying?" The entire room turned. The cousin stood up angrily. "How could this happen? You must have invested in something illegal or foolish." Jamal froze. He wasn't expecting that. Another relative stood up. "Jamal, are you out of your mind? We all depend on you." Someone else said, "If you are helpless, then what can we possibly do?" Another voice came from the back, "We have our own problems." Some people stayed silent. Some slowly walked away. Some whispered among themselves. The laughter of the party had completely disappeared. Within an hour, the mansion that was full of people became almost empty. One by one, relatives left. Without comfort, without support, without even asking if he was okay. Jamal stood there in complete shock. His smile had vanished. This was no longer a prank. This had become a painful reality. Near midnight, when almost everyone had left, his elderly aunt approached him. 2 of his cousins stood beside her. His aunt held Jamal's hand and said softly, "Son, I have some jewelry." Her eyes filled with tears. "I will bring it for you tomorrow." One cousin said, "I have a small property. Take it." The other cousin added, "I have some savings and assets. They are yours if you need them." Jamal's eyes became wet. For the first time that night, he felt real emotion. He said softly, "If I need it, I will ask." Then his wife came to him. She placed her hand on his shoulder. "Don't worry," she said. "We will find a solution together." His son stepped forward. "Dad, I'll leave my studies and start working." His daughter said with tears in her eyes, "I will do the same. We are with you." Jamal could no longer speak. He was overwhelmed. At that moment, his advisor walked toward him. Jamal looked at him with moist eyes and said, "What kind of test have you put me through?" The advisor looked at him seriously. "This wasn't just their test." He paused. "It was yours too." Jamal looked confused. The advisor continued, "Now you know who truly stands with you." He looked around the empty hall. Blood relations do not always mean real relations. Then he said something that changed Jamal forever. "There are thousands of people outside, students struggling, young entrepreneurs with dreams, families searching for hope. If you have time and wealth, help those who truly need direction. Support the people who are building themselves. Help those who have no one. Jamal looked down, then slowly nodded. Yes. He took a deep breath. Now I understand. I know who my true people are. The next morning, Jamal told the truth to his wife and children. At first, they were shocked, then emotional, but they understood the lesson. From that day onward, Jamal changed. He still loved his relatives. He still respected them, but he no longer invested his life blindly. Instead, he focused on smarter relationships. He expanded his business. He started supporting young entrepreneurs. He began funding students. He mentored struggling businessmen. He gave opportunities to those who deserved them. His relatives later discovered the truth. Many felt ashamed, many apologized. Jamal forgave them, but things were never the same again. Because sometimes, life shows us who truly belongs in our circle. And sometimes, the biggest lesson comes from the people we trusted the most. And as the sun slowly rose over the city, Jamal stood in silence. No anger, no regret, only clarity. That single night had changed everything. He finally understood who truly stood beside him, and who only stood beside his success. From that day onward, he chose to invest not only in business, but in people with dreams. People who truly deserved a chance. Young minds, new entrepreneurs, struggling souls searching for a way forward. Because sometimes, life shatters your illusions only to build your wisdom.